on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit.
What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there today. I'm back. I'm rested. Me and part of the team went to Canton, Ohio over the weekend to take part in the Fantasy Football Expo. Had a legit booth set up. Had a great time with the guys, and we're looking forward to doing that again here in the future. But it's been a few days since I've been here on camera. We pre-recorded all of our rankings from before we left, and I just got to ask you a question. Do you know what today's video is? I mean, literally ask yourself, what is today's video? If the answer to that question is anything, your answer was wrong. Because we're coming at you again today, and we're dropping some serious fire when we're talking about the 10 mistakes you want to avoid during your fantasy football draft. And we're going to get into the list here in a second, but the first thing we're going to do is we got some things to give away, right? I owe a draft guide, I owe an autographed football of J.K. Dobbins, and then we have a new giveaway. But let's go ahead and kick it off first with our draft guide winner. Now, over this weekend when we released all of our rankings videos, we said in every one of those videos, if they could get 1,500 likes, we'd give away a draft guide. Well, the first one up, the running backs, got the 1,500 plus likes, so that's good baloney. He says, I just lost my mother last week. Fantasy football will provide me a needed distraction. You two guys will both be anticipated and watched daily. Thank you. I chose this comment not randomly. I'm going to be completely honest. 324 members of this community liked this comment, and I wanted to show some support for somebody here in this community that needs a little bit of help, needs a little bit of a pick-me-up. So that's good baloney. You got yourself a free draft guide. I know it's not huge, man, but I just want you to know that we're all here, we all support you, and we're all thinking about you. So hit me up. I've already responded to your comment here on YouTube. Hit me up with that email, and I will make sure you have your draft guide. We also have a giveaway to announce. In one of our episodes last week, we were giving away an autographed J.K. Dobbins Ohio State football, and for the winner of this, it's Tom Quaid. He was randomly selected to win this autographed football. Already responded to him here on YouTube as well, but Tom Quaid says, this was an amazing video. Love how you didn't just tell us what you think. You actually made us smarter by teaching us why you think the way you think. And that is amazing, because that's what this channel is all about. It's not just giving answers to a test. It's helping you understand the answers going in to the test. So that is awesome. Looking forward to getting that shipped out to you. But now it's a new week. It's a new giveaway. So what do we got on tap for you guys here this week? And it's another good one, but I came back here to my screen first because I want to make sure I make eye contact when I bring this up. We're getting all of these giveaways from Pristine Auction. We're partnered up with them here this offseason just to try to give back to the community. In return, all I need you to do is go to Pristine Auction and sign up for a free account. You don't have to buy anything right away. You don't have to go there and spend a certain dollar amount. If you can go over there, create that new account. You're going to get a $10 off coupon just for signing up if you use the promo code Headliners, right? So if you can at least sign up for that new account, get yourself that coupon, save it in your email, right? When the time comes that maybe you want to purchase something for yourself, that coupon will be there ready and waiting for you. But if you could do me a favor, head over there and sign up for that new account. That's why we're continuing to get new things to give away, is we're having people visit their site. That's what we need here. And if you can do me a favor, I would greatly appreciate it by going over to pristineauction.com. There's a link down below in the description to make sure that you are taken care of. But what is this week's giveaway? We have ourselves an autographed T. Higgins jersey out of Clemson. Now, this is a hot item, right? A lot of people loving themselves some T. Higgins, especially with Joe Burrow coming back. How do you win this? Well, I would like to see 1,500 likes on this video if possible. Leave a comment down below. That's how I'm going to randomly select a winner for this jersey. So you got to make sure you leave that comment. Head over to pristineauction.com, create that free account. Get yourself a $10 coupon and enter the promo code Headliners when you complete that new account. That's how they know that we sent you over to their site. If we keep them happy, they're going to keep sending us stuff to give away, and that's what this is all about, is trying to get as much memorabilia in the hands of the community that we possibly can. But now it's time to talk about the top 10 things to avoid, the top 10 mistakes on draft day. And a lot of people had a lot of input into this, and I see some of these in the comment sections, and some of them are pretty funny. But I'm going to go through them step by step here, just so you know not to make these mistakes here whenever your draft comes up. All right, and here we go. This is in no specific order. It's not like the worst mistake to the not so bad. They're all bad mistakes. And number one here on the list is only drafting players from your favorite team. Trust me, I get it. At certain points in the draft, you're going to have to choose between some players. Sometimes you may be drawn to players on your favorite team. That's okay. Absolutely, 100%. Nothing wrong with that, but it can become excessive. Say you've been a Jets fan the past couple years. Not exactly a team that I would like to stack a lot of players on in the past. Maybe this year you're a Texans fan. Who's the quarterback? We really don't know for sure yet. Do I want to stack up a lot of Texans personally here? No, I really don't. There is a limit. If you get to that point in the draft where there's little risk, then you can make that decision. If you're trying to put together the best team and you're basing it off your real life favorite team, it may not go so well, because if your real life favorite team struggles, you're already going to be pissed. If that then in turn makes your fantasy football team bad, now you're double pissed, and it is a really bad weekend. I don't recommend taking too many people from your favorite teams. Number two, how about drafting players based off of what potential team names you could have? Like, it hurts when I waddle. Zach Ertz, not exactly a guy I'm going after this year, right? So I'm not going to purposely draft Zach Ertz at some point just so I can put it in my team name. It just doesn't work that way, right? If you're going to do that, let it happen organically, right? Let it happen at the end of the draft. Go through, look at your roster, then become creative and see what you can come up with. But if you're sitting there drafting players just so you can have a cool team name, that is a horrible, horrible mistake, and more than likely you're going to hurt your team in the long run. What about number three? Not understanding how to use your draft room, right? There's so many different platforms out there now, and maybe you're taking advantage of our giveaway over on fantrax.com, right? 2 tickets to a game of your choice after week 2, plus $1,000 spending cash. Yeah, that's like available right now for people who are creating leagues in Fantrax using the Headliners promo code. Maybe you've never used it before. Do you understand how to use it? Maybe you should mock draft on a site that you haven't used before, so you don't think that you're just throwing somebody down in your queue and the next thing you know, that dude is on your roster. Make sure you understand where to click, what to do, how to look at things, how to sort columns. All those things are important so that when you're on the clock and things are ticking down, tick, 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 you don't freak out and click something stupid. Because if you do, you'll end up with like Justin Tucker in the second round, and it's no bueno. Number 4, what about eating spicy food either before your draft or during your draft? The last thing you want to do is be there on draft day, contemplating to yourself, do you have enough time in between picks to run to the bathroom, take care of some serious business? Because let me tell you, fellas, more times than not, you don't have enough time. And then maybe you got to transfer from a laptop to a cell phone. You're in there, sweat's pouring, right? You're not exactly feeling 100%. You got to make a pick. The clock is ticking down. You kind of run out of time. There's 8 seconds left. What do? You find yourself just picking a guy. And the next thing you know, you end up with Devin Funchess on your team just because you wanted those extra spicy hot habanero wings before your draft. Just be patient. Wait. Save the spicy food for afterwards, because the last thing that you want to do is be on the throne trying to figure out who you want to get as you're controlling your bowels. It's no fun. Don't do it. Number 5, being a know-it-all. We've all been in a draft before where Joey's over in the corner with his hat backwards going, I can't believe you let so-and-so fall to me, and this guy's going to be the best pick of the draft, and you just don't understand. I know more than you do. Don't be that guy, because all that does is give your league mates fuel to light that fire when you absolutely suck huevos throughout the season. All right, don't be the know-it-all on draft day, because you don't know it all. You don't see the future. You aren't Marty McFly. The sports almanac isn't in your back pocket. Slow your roll a little bit. Calm down. We all aren't impressed with whatever fantasy knowledge you think that you see ahead of everybody else. Don't be that guy. Number 6, how about just drafting a guy because he helped you last year? Cool. He helped you in 2020. What the hell does that have to do with 2021? I see comments a lot. Man, y'all sleeping on James Robinson. He carried me to a championship last year. Yep, he did. We kind of pushed James Robinson last year. But yeah, things are different now. Maybe you're sleeping on off-season news because you didn't pay attention that they drafted Travis Etienne in the first round, brought in Carlos Hyde, Urban Meyer's the new head coach, and they drafted Trevor Lawrence number 1 overall to throw the ball down the damn field to DJ Chark and Marvin Jones and Laviska Shenault. It's not just James Robinson anymore. And if you're drafting him in the second or third round just because of what he did last year, you, my friend, have already lost. Number 7, how about drafting a player with the intention of trading them later? Why would you draft somebody that you don't want or need in hopes that you would get a trade weeks down the road? Why not just draft a player that you want to begin with? Because what happens when you think that you're sly and you take a position in the 5th or 6th round that just sits on your bench and then nobody needs them later? Like a wide receiver. Maybe you think that you're like smooth, right? It's round 6, round 7, a good wide receiver sitting there. He's going to go on your bench because you already got 3 solid guys ahead of him. I'm going to draft this guy and try to flip him later. Newsflash, a lot of people aren't going to want that guy. They're going to want the guys that they drafted. So you could find yourself wasting a draft pick just by trying to be slick at a time that doesn't benefit anyone. Number 8, how about being affected by peer pressure? Don't let that happen. You've probably been in a draft before and somebody's like, man, I can't believe you haven't selected a quarterback yet. Do you know what the hell you're doing? It's only the 5th round, but you start questioning yourself because you're like, damn, maybe I should select a quarterback. And then the buddies chime up, man, we're all taking quarterbacks. If you don't take one, you're going to end up with like Joe Flacco. And the next thing you know, you're like, crap, I don't want Joe Flacco. So I'm going to take a quarterback. You select that quarterback. And then all of a sudden everybody starts laughing because they had no intentions of taking a quarterback. You just caved into peer pressure. They knew that you would panic. Don't panic by peer pressure. Go in there with your plan. Make sure you stick to your guns. Take those best players available and let the chips fall where they do. Don't let other members of your league dictate what pick you're going to take. Remember, this is a competition, and for the most part, all of us dudes are pretty competitive, and so are some of the females out there. Trust me, they're vicious. So I see it in the comment section, right? Don't let them influence you because they're trying to beat you on a weekly basis. Do you think they're actually giving you good advice on draft day? No, they really aren't. Number 9, how about using a strategy that was developed by an expert that only gives half-ass opinions on a daily basis? Listen, everybody has opinions, right? And you know what they say about that? Everybody's also got buttholes. Doesn't mean that they're all good. That's why when you watch this channel, we will give our opinions, but it's always backed up by facts. Why do we do that? That's because on draft day, it is your team, not ours. All we can do is supply you with the information to make the best selection possible, right? We supply those facts to try to build that credibility, but it's still up to you, the team owner, to make those decisions. When you're using somebody's advice, especially somebody who calls themselves an expert, be careful with it because there is no such thing as an expert in fantasy football. If somebody's calling themselves an expert, it's because their work doesn't speak for itself. Be careful what advice you listen to. Number 10, and this one may be the one that I hear the most, right? It's drafting drunk. Don't do it. I mean, do I really need to explain this? If you draft drunk, be prepared for a season full of misery of you trying to put together a roster on a weekly basis because the dudes that you drafted are either on IR, not on a team at all. Hell, maybe you didn't even draft certain positions because you just weren't paying attention, but you were happy. Save the majority of the drinks for after the draft. Go out there, nail the draft. Get yourself a solid roster, then throw a few back and party the rest of the night. Don't do it beforehand. All right, but here's the deal. These are 10 mistakes to avoid on draft day during your fantasy football drafts, but I want to kind of flip the script a little bit. Take this list. You probably won't be able to memorize it. Take a screenshot of it. Screenshot it on your phone, whatever you got to do. Bring it with you to your fantasy football draft because I can almost guarantee you'll be able to get some of your league mates with some of these strategies. Slip Joey an extra cold one before the draft. Let's push him over the top so he does something stupid when he's making draft picks. I'm going to really pressure this guy into making some stupid picks. Maybe I'll talk up some players that really suck just in hopes that somebody takes them a little bit earlier. Take some of these mistakes. Use them to your advantage and try to get your league mates to commit them because that's what this is all about. We're trying to gain an edge in all things fantasy football because we want to win, because losing sucks. No one wants to lose, ever, at anything. And this is no different here in 2021 fantasy football. Maybe you have some other mistakes that you're trying to avoid in 2021. Leave them down below in the comment section. Listen, you have to leave a comment anyway in order to be entered into the T. Higgins jersey giveaway. Leave that comment down below telling us what some of these mistakes that you're really trying to avoid are. You kill two birds with one stone. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to giving away that jersey. Glad that we can continue to do this throughout the offseason. Is there anybody else out there that gives away more things than us? If there is, let me know, because I'm trying to smash all competitors when it comes to giving back to the community. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. If your draft is right around the corner and you're still looking for maybe a little bit more information, you don't have time to do all the research, don't worry. TheFantasyHeadliners.com still has our draft guide for sale right now for $19.99. We will digitally deliver you a draft guide, almost 600 virtual pages of all things fantasy football, so you have all the information in front of you at the time of your draft. So hopefully you have a great rest of your day, a great week. We're looking forward to talking to you. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like the video. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later.